You were an admitted super fan. Would that be fair?
Yeah, totally. I mean, as much as a super fan as I could be, not getting him in Montreal for a large portion of my life. But when you guys went to Satellite, it was a whole new world. It was like punk rock music, man. I'd never heard anything like it.
What
Nothing.
year did you start listening? What year was it?
Pretty routinely, I would say, in 2006. I mean, I had heard it before, and up in Canada, the best I could do, unless he was on the air, was like get like clips off of like Napster and stuff. So I'd hear like Howard plays clips of Mr. Rogers sounding perverted, or Howard does a song parody contest. I'd hear like clips. I was aware I liked him. I knew the movie. I loved the movie. But I really only got fully into the day-to-day, minute-by-minute of the show when you guys went to Satellite, and I was obsessed.
So you have a lot of roles on the show, and I really
I'm
compliment you.
Versatile, as they say.
I think you do your verse. Right, I know.
Yes.
But I do think you do them all well. But one of them
Thank
is
you.
your phony phone calls.
Yes.
Were you one of those guys like Sal and Richard that were doing phony phone calls
Always.
just for fun for themselves? So when did you
Always.
start doing those?
Oh, my God. Since I had a phone and I realized I could call a random number and it was a window into someone else's life and I could annoy the shit out of them.
What was the first thing that you submitted to the air that got on the air? Did you get something on the air before you worked for us?
Many things. I was getting so many things on the air. I think that's when they just said, well, let's just hire you full time. This is, ridiculous. So yeah, the first thing I sent Will an email with 3 prank phone calls. And one was to Kathy of Live with Kathy fame. It wasn't Lee Kingsnatch at that point or Rocky. It was I took clips of Sal rapping and John Lieberman rapping, and I said, I have very noisy neighbors, and can you please help me, deal with them? And there was that one. I also called another show, and I think I just said, suck my cock, Howard Stern's penis, baba booey, okay? And then I called a third show, some religious thing, okay? And Will heard them. He goes, he goes, 2 of these are home runs. One of them's not so good. But if you're cool with it, I'll take them under advisement. I'll get back to you. And months went by. I mean, months and months and months went by. And then one day I was actually on a film set. I was working as an actor somewhere. And Will called me and said, I think we're about to play your stuff. Can we use your name on the air? And I was like, I think so. Yeah, do it. And then my boyfriend and I were listening at the time, and it was a total surrealistic, life-changing moment. Like when I heard it on the air, when that kind of wormhole had been breached where, okay, this thing that seems like it's this fantasy, this show that only exists in my head, I'm able to get through that and get something on there. That was it. And I never stopped getting things on the air until I was hired full-time about a year and a half later.